Hi guys, Zach here with another Age of Empires ranked video. In this game I'm playing a 1v1 match on the map Gorge. I'm playing as the Mongols, starting in the top right. Now, in this game I've just started playing as Mongols, and I made an absolute mess of the start. As you can see, everything's everywhere. In fact, I made loads of mistakes all the way through the game, not just here. Just learning how to play Mongols. It was quite late this game actually. The last game I played on a Sunday, and Mongols is quite different. I played English last time, and yeah, you have to set up your TC. It delays your villager build. I've delayed it even more because I was so slow with selecting wrong units and stuff. Then I'm building Yuvu, which I should have built a while ago. So you can see I've made quite a big mess of things here, and I'm just going around my scouting path. And actually, funnily enough, my scouting's not going too bad. I've already picked up 4 sheep. I could have been a bit quicker with that, but a lot better than the other parts of my start so far. And I think I've made a bit of a mess here as well, because I was supposed to collect all the wood from that tree to get a barracks. But as you can see, I sent the villager to the Uvu, which had some wood, so I messed that up as well. So I'm going to have a bit of a delayed barracks, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a drush, which is a Dark Age rush, and build a tower near the other person's base. Now what I should have done, which I forgot to do, was take the scout over to their base first of all, and that's what you should always do. Instead, what I've done is I've looped back, which is going to give me plenty of sheep at the TC, but it's going to mean I'm going to have no information on my opponent's base, which I might have to pay for later on. And what I need to do here, instead of, when you do a drush, instead of having your villagers focused on gold and food only, you do have some villagers focused on wood, and I need to collect enough wood so I can build some spearmen and also enough for a tower. And once I've got that, then I can switch on to focusing just on gold and just on food and get the age up in. So yeah, you can see I've got quite a few sheep actually. That's gone quite well, surprisingly. But as I say, I shouldn't have brought my scout that way around. I should have gone to the base, had a little bit of a look, scouted out the gold, because that's where you really want to play your tower. That's what you're trying to deny your opponent, especially if you're playing like the French, because the French, they can build knights in feudal age, and that can be really tricky to deal with as knights are pretty strong. And there you can see the opponent's scouts. Now, yeah, I was getting ready there to put my vills in that TC if the scout had gone past, but he didn't. And there you can see I've got some spearmen out, so I'm heading straight to the base. And I think this is where I realised I was so stupid that I hadn't brought my Khan over to the base at the start. So now I'm going to bring them over and see what I can do. So I've got my Khan in front because that's what it's going to do. It's just going to give me more vision so I can see where exactly in the base I should be. And yeah, what I'm doing is I'm using this Uvu to double produce spearmen. So I've produced 2 spearmen in my first batch, then I've produced 1, then I'm producing another 2. And now I've had a look and it's not going. What I was hoping for is I was hoping for the gold to be right at the front of the base. As I can see, it's not that, so I'm going to the side now. There's that scout, and unfortunately I won't be able to get the kill on it. And now I'm just having a look at where that gold is, and it looks like he's got a back gold, which is very unfortunate because it's not going to work too well. And yeah, you can see, yeah, and that's why you need to scout first of all, so you can actually see where the gold is. And as you can see, I've gone the wrong side as well. I've gone to the bottom side of the map, and now I'm going to go to the top side with a spearman and try and circle around there and see if I can get a tower on that gold. But yeah, my start's been delayed a bit, and now I can focus on getting some gold, taking some of those wood vills off the wood. And there we can see the gold's there, but unfortunately he's built a tower, so there's no way we're going to be able to tower rush that, so I'm going to have to pull back for now, and that's been an absolutely disaster so far. I've also got a front gold, which isn't helpful, because that's going to make it easier for my opponent to attack it, because it's isolated from my main TC. And now I'm just going to be focusing on getting the age up in, really. Yeah, got a couple of people mining the gold. At least I've got some spears to protect the gold if everything goes wrong. Because with the French, what you expect first early on is you expect them to build knights. And at least spears are strong against knights. So that's the only thing I've got going for me at the moment. I'll have that other villa that was going to be in a tower on gold. But yeah, not the start you really want at all. But now I'm just going to focus on getting like aged up. I've also got a stable being building because that's going to give me some strong things. There you see the knight coming in, but as soon as he brings that knight in, he realises it was a bit of a mistake because I had my spearman there waiting. And that's just saved my gold vills, else they would have been in a very exposed position. And now I can get the age up going. Like, to be honest, I don't know why I built silver tree. I should have probably built deer stones. Because trade isn't great on this map because the markets or the trading camps are in like the middle part, left and right, or top and bottom. So they're not really in a good position to do lots of trade. And now I'm just focusing in on getting some people on wood. I'm going to need wood to build like things like probably an archery range and a blacksmith. I'm going to need a lot of food and gold though also in order to build they have sort of knights, the ones that Mongols build. Most of all though, I'm going to need lots of food and gold to be able to build cavalry units. Now fortunately those berries are right next to my base, so what I'm doing is I'm just putting some villagers on the berries so the sheep don't run out too quickly. I would try and go out for deer, but that's not going to be an option because I'm too far behind, and its likelihood is with French and knights, they're going to be able to get to places that are far away from my base. You saw that attack early on, and you can see that scout going around, so he's probably just getting a bit of information. And now finally I've aged up, and I'm going to get some of those cavalry units. I'm also going to probably build an archery range when I can. But I'm going to have a look now and just see what the other guy is building and what he's got out there. So just bringing my card over to my enemy's base just to see what's going on over there. See if is he going for like double TC or is he going to go for some feudal aggression. We'll have to have a little bit of a look. And we can see there's 3 knights and there's also some archers. Now I'm not surprised he's building archers because archers are very strong against pikemen or spearmen. And obviously that's a sensible unit to build in order to counter me because all those cavalry units aren't strong against spearmen. The archeries are, so the archers can snipe the spearmen and then he can use the cavalry to go for the villagers. So I'm going to build some cavalry of my own. I've also got some pikes in there already. I'm also going to build archers. Now because I've got an uvu, I'm going to be able to double produce archers, which is going to hopefully allow me to catch up a little bit because I am quite far behind. He already had about 3 archers at least, or 4 archers there. So I'm just going to be trying to play a bit of catch up here because no doubt he knows I have that. Well, he saw that front gold early on, so he's going to be going for that gold and going to apply some pressure, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. So you can see me double producing archers there and just producing cavalry units as quickly as possible. Just constant production at the moment. I've also now got enough for a blacksmith, and that's going to be helpful because I'm going to be able to upgrade my units a little bit as long as I have enough gold and other resources. So you can see those double archers coming out now. I've got a few cavalry built up, and I've also got some spearmen there. So if the archers focus on the spearmen, at least I'll be able to focus my archers on their archers. And now I'm going to have a little bit of a look forward because I do think they are going to be coming forward quite soon. I would expect it, as I said earlier, sooner rather than later. But yeah, those double archers are helping me out. And there you can see the army advancing. So he's probably got a better army so far than I do. I've built up some of the cavalry units. I've got some spears there, and hopefully those archers will help me a little bit. So yeah, you can see him trying to bring the cavalry forward, draw my spears out. But And there you can see the scout has made a little bit of a mistake there, and his scout goes down, so that's going to give him reduced visibility, which is going to play right into my hands. He knows I have an army, so he's going to be a bit more cautious now, and that's probably bought me a little bit more time to be able to get my army sorted properly. And at the moment, I'm not even thinking about the next stage. I'm just going for like units on the ground for fighting in this feudal age. So now I'm going to like push forwards because you can see those units have built up. That double archery production has really helped me. I've got some spears in there as well, just to help against those cavalry units, because I do think the knights from the French will be stronger than mine. So I will need that backup. And now we're just going to be pushing a bit forward. I do have to be very careful though, because any wrong move that means my army gets destroyed I'll have to pay consequences, because they'll come right from my base. And there we can see those knights. So I'm going to sort of like try and draw them. And now they're coming into the battle. I've got my spears there as well, and I've got my archers there. You can see his archers, so he's got a lot more than I have. So I'm just trying to fire down those archers, and hopefully those knights are going to go down, because those spears mixed in there, they're sort of like behind a tree, so they might be a bit hard to like get at. We can see like one of my cavalry units going in there, and it looks like we're going to be able to clear up his knights, which is definitely an absolute big bonus. So we've got cavalry units, and we'll just turn on that knight actually that's coming for us and destroy that as well. So that is a big win. Now that he's got no knights, it's going to be very hard for him to push out, because those archers aren't going to be enough on his own, because with my knight units, I'd be able to take out those archers no problem. I don't expect any spears, because I haven't seen him build any so far, and I'm still going to be able to produce archers quite quickly, because I've got that Uvu nearby. So it's working out quite well for me at the moment. A lot better than it was at the start, where I made all those silly mistakes early on. And yeah, many. Now what I'm doing now is I'm still having my economy close to my town centre, because I don't trust that he's not going to have a couple of knights going around the map. And now I'm back. I pulled back a little bit because I don't want to push in too far. I'm also going to be building some siege. So what I've done is I've researched the blacksmith. I think I've researched the archery upgrades. So my archers take less damage. They also deal more damage. Well, I take less range damage overall, so that's going to include my other units as well. I'm also going to deal more archer damage, and I'm going to be able to build siege on the ground, which means I'm going to be able to build some rams in order to fight my enemy. So now I'm going to go back in and just pushing forward a little bit right at the moment. And we'll have to see, because his army, he'll have had chance to build his army up a little bit. And what I might do is I might go to the side, because I don't want to go head on, because I'll be in that town centre fire. So I'm going to go to the side and around to where the gold. So I'm going to the mines at the moment just to see if he's there. And I'm going to go around to that back gold mine, see if I can get there. And yeah, you can see there's his TC. And there we can see he's actually got some food villagers up there. So I'm going to go for them. So yeah, just spotted them there. And we're going to go and attack them. And yeah, you can see those food villas going down. So we've been able to take out quite a few there. And yeah, you can see a lot of those. He's going to lose a lot of those villas. His army's out of position. He's in the wrong position. He's at the centre of his base. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that position, because we're going to try and take out that tower, which is probably going to have 5 villas in there. And you can see we're running out of berries there. So I'm going to build some more of those sheep camps that produce sheep, and just start mining, taking food from under my town centre in a nice safe location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to probably harass that food position, because the thing about the French is I've had to make a big wood investment into those ranches that produce sheep. Now he'll have to make probably a wood investment if he wants to take food safely into farms near his TC, which will cost a lot of resources, of course, because I've got the upper hand in terms of units at the moment. And you can see those villagers are going to come forwards, but now he's trying to draw me back. And now we've got those spearmen in there with those cavalry. I've also got those increased archers, And he's able to draw back a little bit now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Yeah, you can see he's trying to draw me into TC Fire, which isn't the best place to be in. But it does look like I've got the upper hand here. And now you can see those cavalry units seem to be going down. I've got a couple of spheres mixed in there still with them, which are going to deal great damage against those cavalry units. And you can see those cavalry units falling really, really quickly. And now he's out of the game. Now, I wasn't sure why he was calling me a cheater at this point, because I didn't know whether it was producing units, but later out I had a little bit of a chat with him, and it turned out that he thought I was cheating because he thought I'd got full map vision on his food vills. But as you could see in the game, from the gameplay, it was quite obvious. I was going like around to go for the gold, and then I saw the food vills in my top view, because I had my car with me, so I had some like quite a lot of vision, and which is very clear from the replay. I did say I was going to post it on YouTube, and he said he'd watch out for it, so you might watch this video. But yeah, it was just, I mean, as well, what you should do is you should expect like people like the French to like go out and search for food. So you should be looking at like the bottom and the top of the base anyway, to the sides, because the only other way I could go would be right to the TC. And I didn't want to like go in direct in the TC fire and lose all my units. So I was obviously going to go to the top or the bottom and try and find those vills which were outside of the base anyway. So I should have been doing, yeah, I should have been going to the bottom, should have been going to the top. I probably should have been just taking my knights there, you know, like when I won my first battle and he already had archers. What I really should have done is it should have been then, I should have been taking my knights, maybe a couple to the top of the map, a couple to the bottom. Unfortunately, my micro isn't very good at the moment. I've just started playing I used to play Mongols a lot. I've just started playing them again, and I'm enjoying it, but I'm just having to work on a lot of things. Obviously, they're quite hard to micromanage, and hopefully my gameplay will be a lot better than what you've seen today in the future. But it's just getting used to them. I've also got like about 3 different builds I'm working on, depending on who I'm playing. So yeah, it wasn't great gameplay from that, but I did manage to win that game. I do know there are some players in this game that do use map hacks to get full map vision and stuff like that, but I'm not that type of player. I don't want to win by cheating. It's not really a win otherwise in my view. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.